Oh, welcome in, everybody. Happy Waggin Tales Wednesday. I'm Devin O'Day. We have got such a fun show today. We've got some interesting stories coming to us from Blood Assurance, telling you a little bit about it. It's a retro story telling you about Blood Assurance. They've got a golf tournament, celebrity golf tournament coming up this spring, and they're starting to put their teams together and putting their folks together. We'll be telling you a little bit about that. Plus, we're going to be talking a little bit about what 50 Forward is doing. They're part of a national initiative with the National Institute of Health so that all of us can join in and help people understand the way our different nationalities, our different ages, and our bodies work when it comes to health. It's called the All of Us campaign, and you can go to joinallofus.org/50forward to find out more.
We are one nation, one people. When called upon to give from within, we come together and find that our capacity to help others is limitless. What lies inside all of us is more than data. It's life. It's more than insight and medical research. It's vision and honor and compassion. What's flowing through America's veins is its diversity. The next great breakthrough will be found in each and every one of us. And what we find there will unlock mysteries and eradicate disease. We ask for 1 million individuals to come forward and stand on this landmark in history. All of us are different, and it's those very differences that will lead to answers for generations to come.
To join that initiative and be part of it, all you have to do is joinallofus.org/50forward, a great organization, and stand up, be counted. It is time for our daily giggle, and this one involves a little boy who is not happy with his mother's news that he's going to have a new little brother or sister.
I'm pregnant.
What were you thinking? Why you have to just get another baby? You just have two. This is exasperating.
Exasperating. Amaya.
Because you just got two. So
You don't-
why do you want to place? Why you want to get another baby and just replace one of your babies if there's too much?
Oh, baby, we will never replace you and Amaya. Amaya, are you happy you get to have another brother and sister?
What kind of baby is that?
I don't know. It might be a boy. It might be a girl.
Boys crying is even worse.
Well, Trey, I don't know what to tell you about the crying. You just got to get used to it, okay?
Okay, and buy me some earplugs too.
Buy you some earplugs. Okay.
Not every kid is happy that they're going to have a new sibling. Well, I will tell you that I woke this morning to so many calls and messages on Facebook. It is my birthday, and it is a big old birthday. I said I am officially Momo age, and I am so excited. I'm thrilled. And one of the cool thing is they have this neat thing on Facebook that you can pick a charity or nonprofit to align with for your birthday, and people can raise money. And so I thought, well, $200, that's a good goal. This morning I looked, there's over $600 in my fundraiser on my page. And I picked an organization that is doing so much good work. And that is New Leash on Life with the Joy Clinic. And I want you to look, for the last year, they had 639 intakes. They did 5,273 spays and neuters, 2,196 cat spays, cat neuters, 1,791. That was in a year, y'all. Their dog spays, 651, 635 dog neuters. Their feral cats, the community cats that are out there, 1,698. Their adoptions, they had 612. You can go to my page and see all those numbers, or we could just talk to the head Girasticutus, as I call her. She knows everything about everything. Angela Chapman from New Leash on Life. Happy my birthday with New Leash.
I was going to say happy birthday. And man, it's a gift to us that you chose us for your birthday. Thank you.
Well, you know, it's amazing how much those little dollars add up. Isn't that right? Because if people were saying, okay, how much is a typical spay and neuter at the Joy Clinic?
So a cat to be fixed, we charge $50, and a dog, we charge $75.
That's unbelievable.
Yes.
That is unbelievable. So I thought to everybody who was making those donations, there's some people who gave $50, some people who gave I love my friend Stephen Brady down in Australia. He gave $24.95, or so. It's because of the Australian conversion rate or whatever.
Love it.
And people all over the world were making little donations, and I love it. I want to talk for a second about the importance of what the Joy Clinic is in our area, because Putnam County just closed their low-cost spay and neuter. So that means people from Putnam County are going to try to be driving in, right? They're going to come in to you?
Yes, that's exactly true. And just to put that in perspective, before their clinic closed, we were already doing 20% of our surgeries were already coming from Putnam County and the counties around them that they serve. So if you can imagine, they were busy, couldn't always get to people in need quickly enough. So they would come to us, vice versa. I'm sure some of our people would go their direction. And so we were doing surgeries for that region when we could fit them in. But it comes down to they do, 3,500 to 5,000 surgeries a year. And all of a sudden there's no surgeries happening. And I will say they're trying to figure out another option. Like there's certainly some ideas in the works, but right now there's no clinic open. There's no plan in place. And so, yes, we're getting a lot of calls, but we don't have the capacity to take on those needs. We already were at max capacity before that clinic closed.
Well, I want to encourage everybody to understand how special a low-cost spay and neuter program is in your area. Now, some of you might be somewhere else. I did have someone say, I wish I could donate because I donate here and blah, blah. That's okay. As long as you're donating somewhere that you can help the cat population. I'm going to tell you, I have some feral cats I've been trying to trap for 2 years. I see them once a year. And you know when that is?
Oh, yes, in the spring.
Yeah. And I work on, I get everybody vetted. I find them all their new homes and everything. But I mean, I tell you, it is just, I go, if I could just, they're so smart, some of these feral cats. And
yes. And if they've ever been trapped once, they're probably not going to, it's really, really hard to trap them a second time, because once they know the gig, they're not going for it twice.
No. Yeah. So I just, it's a tough situation, but you guys are doing God's work. I'm going to tell you, because, and I bet you know the number. If a cat is not spayed, how many litters can she have a year, and how
3.
many?
She can have 3 litters, and so average litter of kittens is between 3 and 5. So we use the number like 2.5 or 3.2, something like that. So basically, a cat can have 3 litters, and her kittens, her females, can get pregnant as early as 4 months. So literally, she can be pregnant again while she's still nursing the litter that she has. And that's why we really stress the importance of getting outside cats fixed, because all cats stay in heat until they mate, but an outside cat inevitably is going to get pregnant. Like, it's inevitable. Males are going to come from far away. They're going to get pregnant. Inside cats, yes, it's inconvenient when they go into heat. And yes, you don't love hearing the screaming and the fussing, but you can, they might get out, but they're not as likely to get to mate. But the outside cats are always going to mate. And one other statistic that people don't always know, if you fix one, you're preventing 100. So a person that donates $50 to fix one cat, they're actually preventing 100 cats from being born.
That is it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant when you start looking at those numbers, what one small action can do. And I want to personally thank you, because when I was on another side of town, I went to one vet, and I thought, okay, a spay would be $250. No, it was $450.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is why there's an issue with people getting their pets spayed and neutered sometimes, when they go and they go, oh my gosh, I mean, I earmarked 200, I earmarked 250, and then it's 450 plus
Mhm.
and
Well, and
change.
that's one of the reasons. So years ago, our clinic was like when we did spay neuter, we only had it for people that were considered low income or had qualifiers. And at this point, ultimately our mission is just to make sure there are no animals that aren't in homes, right? Like we want every animal to have a safe place to be and be loved. And so if you look at it that way, it's not really about, some people can afford, some people can't afford, but we just want to make sure that everyone has access to spay neuter. So we have, any person who wants to can have their animal fixed with us. And I think by doing that, it opens up the options because, even if somebody maybe could afford something today, then, their kid has to have braces or they had a tire blowout or,
Right.
you can name anything that all of a sudden changes your financial situation. And it's important to get your animal fixed, but it may not be
Yeah.
the number one thing on the list. It might be the fifth or sixth thing on the list. And
Yeah.
then that's when you have a litter of puppies or kittens. And that's when, all of a sudden one animal becomes more. And so how do we help you keep from getting to that point?
Oh, it's a big old web, and
Yeah.
you are doing so much good stuff. How can they find New Leash on Life? It's located in Wilson County, first of all.
Yes. So the website is newleashonline.org. And that gets you to our address. And we're in Lebanon. We're behind the bowling alley. We're next to the dog park. To adopt an animal, you just make an appointment, come see our animals. If you want to get an animal fixed, you text us or you email us and we get you set up. But basically, and then we have a pantry. I try to always shout out about that. If you have someone that that's going through a tough time, that they love their pets, they just need a little help, we have a pet food pantry. And that does a few things. It keeps animals from going into the shelter. It helps us get out information about spay neuter, because when people come to us for help with pet food, we give them information about the clinic if their animals aren't fixed. And then it keeps animals in a home, which is ultimately what we really want for them. So
I love it. And if you guys want to be part of my birthday fundraiser today, just go to my personal profile page, Devin O'Day, and it's pinned right to the top. And last I looked at it, passed the 600 mark. And I would love for a great big old present to come into the mail or into your online account today. And I would love for us to be able to spay like at least let's just get a number that I can wrap around. If we could raise enough to do 50 cats or
that would be
20 or
amazing.
25 dogs, let's
Yeah.
just put that in there, but especially the cat population, because I always say there's more dog people than cat people. Adult cats are really hard to find homes for. I
And
know
the
this.
cats multiply faster than dogs. They both multiply, but cats multiply faster. They don't know the math, but we do. It's a lot.
Well, I appreciate everything you do, and I hope that we'll get to do another writers' night again this year and raise some money for New Leash again. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. Happy birthday.
Thank you. God bless you.
You too.
Bye-bye. We have so many wonderful things to share. I love this little video, and this is from New Leash on Life. It's one of their favorite videos of the past few years, but I love how just because you have a Yorkie doesn't mean that they don't give a pit bull a little run for their money.
Hurry up and get dressed. Not much time.
Little tiny thing, pulling and pulling. The pit bull's just there holding it. I always see the big dog that's on the cartoons that holds the little chihuahua at bay with a paw. It's like, okay. I just love that. Well, it is time for the Nashville Predators. They've got a new season coming up, and they have tickets available for
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd. The goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. Visit NashvillePredators.com/tickets to get your seats today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
Mark your calendars and come on out and join us for the season 6 tapings of Jimmy, Bowen and Friends. They start Monday, January 23rd through Thursday, January 26th at the Texas Troubadour Theater on Music Valley Drive in Nashville. They've got an amazing lineup. Carolyn Dawn Johnson, Ronnie McDowell, the Goodwin Brothers, the Jordan Family Band, John McEwen, Johnny Rodriguez, the Goldens, David Frizzell, Rafe Van Hoy, Maddie True, Ian Flanagan, Johnny Woods, and of course, Jimmy Bowen himself. 3 shows a night. You won't want to miss them. Shows are 5:30, 7, and 8:30 p.m. every day. They're free and open to the public. There's great food and a full bar available for purchase. Hope to see you there at the Texas Troubadour Theater. Man who has my same birthday, Mark Collie, coming down.
All right.
The 10th Carpet of Love. Hello. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Mark.
All right.
Thank you for your
I
time.
could take out all these microphones if I try to hug you now, but you know what?
I'll hug you later.
That's
again.
what we do.
I tell you what, it does not age a minute.
No.
This is not fair.
Well, thank you for saying that, but and I'll accept those. But I would say it had a lot more to do with Miss Tammy than it does with me. You know? And she's here with us today. But
she's precious, and we had a long talk about how you have raised so much money for diabetes research and juvenile diabetes. And a friend of mine said that he. It was you.
Oh, it was me. I'm right here.
just happened to
Okay.
be you, right?
Anyway, yeah, you guys
Talk about the Mark Collie celebrity
Yeah.
deal, which when I first moved to Nashville, you were so kind to invite the local media. We would have come anyway, but it was kind of, you put us in some cars, and I'm sitting in the driver's meeting, and I had this moment of, I can't even believe this is happening, Mark. I'm sitting in back of Paul Newman, who came at least one year, but you had the star-studded people that came to help out for that celebrity race at the fairgrounds. That was a big deal, and that meant so much for us to be part of it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was when I was diagnosed with diabetes very young, early in my life, and I always made a promise to the Lord. I said, if I could have one hit record, I'll do something with my celebrity for people with diabetes. And my manager Don Light, a lot of other people in town came together, and he managed Richard and Petty for a time. So, and I love racing. My first songs were about racing, Hardin County Line and stuff. And I was blessed with this group of people that came together. The radio community, Jerry House, SM, and everybody. And Don called his friends over in Charlotte, and I called everybody I knew, and we began having races. And it drew the attention of a lot of people around the country and around the world, really. And we raised enough money to start the first research chair in diabetes for a cure at Vanderbilt Research Hospital.
Oh.
What a legacy. That was great. That racing was fun too. Now, I was always told you can't win the race in the first turn, but you can lose it.
Yeah, right.
And trust me, some of our media local guys, they'll go nameless, but they wrecked a few nice cars out there in turn one. And I'm not sure that was a great idea to have us part of that.
A lot
but,
of people
man,
wreck
it was
cars
fun.
out there, but the girls wreck more cars than anybody. It's like, you don't want to cut somebody. I'm not going to name any names, but they know who they are.
Oh, go ahead.
I did not ride in that race.
No,
I
no.
was not one of the drivers in that.
But it was a blast, and I was happy to be making a lot of films, and I always worked stunts. I did my own stunts. Stan Barrett hired me to work on a Paul Newman film to do stunts, and Stan was a race car driver too, and he drove the Skoll Bandit. He was the first driver on that team. He and Hal Needham. Long story, but I got to go to lunch, go to breakfast, go to work every day with Paul Newman.
Oh, wow.
And I found out that his daughter was diabetic, and he came, and we've seen a lot of stars, and I've been around a lot of great stars, and and that room was the dinner before, the night before, was full of stars, and Miss Loretta was there. You know, Tim and Faith were just coming on to
Yeah,
sing.
they were.
Brooks and Dunn. I mean, you can name, but I never saw a room stand still and hold their breath when Paul Newman walked in.
Yeah.
And came and sat down at the table. I'll tell you what was funny is Joyce Rice, you know, she was BMI. She was organizing all the tables, and you know, it was a big deal to get all the seating right. I never saw so many stars, young people, and people in the industry go over to the Paul Newman table and change the seating, and then they have to go back. Then they have to go change the seating back. Everybody at one time or another was sitting next to Paul Newman.
Oh, that's great.
But it was a wonderful time, and he was a wonderful guy. I was blessed to get a chance to know him, and thank you for remembering. And I will say that thank the entire Nashville community, the state of Tennessee, for supporting that cause and for coming out to the racetrack, for making the contributions, and so thank you for that.
You made a big difference. I mean, you use your celebrity, you use that one hit, by the way, more than one hit
then I
there.
started praying
More
for
than
another
one.
hit.
Apparently the prayers were answered, but what a great run.
Thank you. Yeah, I said, God, could I just have one hit? But then I woke up and said, one more.
Yeah,
Just one more. And it's the drug that you. That it's like it's safe to have. It's like we can have all of those that we could possibly.
It's awful. Yeah.
Hey, behind you there is a guitar, and we're going to ask you to sing a little bit, and then we're going to get you to talk about not only the fact that you're going to be in Dixon, but a place where another newspaper we have, Murray County, Main Street, Murray. You're going to be at Roy Feek's Hardison Mill coming up in November as well.
The day after Thanksgiving, the evening after Thanksgiving, which is a great time to get out of the house and get off.
Everybody wants to leave that day.
Yeah, somebody wants to go find something to do. So the Friday after Thanksgiving, we'll be down at Rory's Big Red Barn, and come there because it's a great. I mean, I haven't been there since it became a venue, but Tammy and I have visited there a number of times, and
it's just wonderful
down there. And it's close to my home, Wayne County. You know.
Well, I would not be surprised. He's starting the Homestead channel, and I mean, I have a feeling he's going to be calling you because he'll be having you as part of what he does.
Well, you know, I love him, and I love what he's doing, and great opportunity to be there to do that. And so, yeah, I was thinking about you and Jerry House. Jerry and I had a hit or two.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he played all my records at least once, you know.
At least.
And I remember when this song was, I was going to tell you this song, this August, was it August, Tammy? Well, it's 30 years old. And it still gets played, and, you know, it's great to have songs that.
Is it the one I think you're going to play?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I walked her to the plane in Phoenix. I said, say hello to your mama. She couldn't even look me in the eye. And I drove out to the desert just like nothing happened. But somewhere in the darkness I heard her say goodbye. Now I hear voices in the wind saying she ain't coming back again. I look for guidance in the sky, but the stars have all gone out tonight. I feel like the love of my life is dying. Even the man in the moon is crying.
Oh, that is so great. I had the best seat in the house because you and Jerry would write in an office, and I was in the reception area, and I got to hear a lot of songs created in that room. And you guys wrote so many great songs.
He was such a great. I mean, I guess he will always be one of my favorite writers, and he's wrote a lot of hits for a lot of people, and me included. And but the thing about he's so funny, and I like him. He's fun to hang out with. It's hard to like stay focused on work, but he's quick. He's a quick thinker, and and we were able to have a couple of great records there together. But I will always thank him for what I learned about songwriting from Jerry, and you know, it's just I've been blessed. You know, I have no reason not to just be thankful every day that I'm still here in Nashville. And I want to talk a little bit about the Clement Museum.
Yeah.
And you know, Bob is he was a great bipartisan congressman, and he got a lot done. But you know, he's married to one of my favorite Republicans in the world, and she was actually she worked for several great Republicans. She's a great conservative. They have a picture in their home on the fireplace, and it's of Bob and Miss Mary, and Ronald Reagan is leaning down in her ear. He's going, "You need to tell Bob to come over here." And that's what she says he was saying. She could tell you that story better, but I just love both of them.
That's interesting that he did cross the aisle.
Oh yeah,
And then walk down it.
Well, yeah, that's right. Well, what I will say is that I'm going to receive the Legacy Award. I love American history. I especially love Tennessee history.
Yeah.
And the history of Frank Clement, and youngest governor, 3-time governor. The work he did, he integrated the first high school in the South. A lot of people don't know that, but that was him, on him. And the work he did for civil rights. Just an incredible short life, but an incredible powerful life. And that, along with the history of the railroad and Dixon, there's a lot to know there. And I love when I got a chance to go there with Bob. You know, Frank was born in that little hotel.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, how about that?
Wow.
Well, you got to get Bob's book, and you got to come to our show. Come to our show.
The Legacy Award ceremony in Dixon, Tennessee, November 10th, and then coming up, the Black Friday is not Black Friday; it's Collie Friday at Hardison Mill. MarkCollie.com is where you can get all the tickets.
I got to play a little bit of Jerry House. She didn't pack a thing. She left her diamond ring on a soap dish by the sink. Now something tells me that it might be later than I think. I guess I'll have to face it. Yeah, it's as plain as white and black, like the king of rock and roll. She's never come back. There you go.
Right.
Hey,
Mark Collie.
before we cut this, before we stop, can you just do a little bit of my favorite Mark Collie song? Is the first song I ever heard from you. I think I announced you at your showcase. I know I was there before you got your deal, and it's a song called "Shame, Shame, Shame, Shame."
Okay.
It's my favorite.
Man, did you grovel for this?
I did.
You, whew.
Shame, 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 shame.
You need a boa for this one.
Just stirring up that old flame. I know you'll steal my heart again. No way that I can win. Shame, 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 shame.
You got an encore out of the guy.
I know. MarkCollie.com, graphic novel and movies and everything. And he's so creative. You are a Renaissance man.
Thank you, Devin.
Par excellence. Thank you for your time here. Woo, happy birthday today. One of my first calls this morning, Mark Collie calls, as he does every year, and sang happy birthday to me. And happy birthday to Mark Collie, and happy birthday to Kevin Costner today too. And you guys, your sweet comments have been just wonderful throughout the show. And Lexi Carter checked in. Hi, Lexi. Glad to have you all. And my sister from another Mr. Mona Bagsby joined in. And my little sister, Faith Ford. By the way, Night Court, the new boot, debuted last night. And my sister's got an upcoming episode where she will guest star in that. So I hope that you will follow on Peacock and stream that live, the new boot of Night Court with John Larroquette and Melissa Rausch. Y'all, it's been a wonderful day. Be safe, everybody. Be kind. And remember, most of all, you are loved. Bye. Have a great day.
We are home. We are family. We are things to do and places to see. Mom and pops, local grown. your Main Street today.